Every prompt becomes a path. Every idea gets a chance to level up. And the best part, you don't have to wait for permission, a big budget, or the perfect moment. You can start with what you have right now. One thought, one wild idea, then press start. Because with AI, the finish line is not the end. It's the moment you realize you can build the next level. Let's build it together. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are building on Vercel today. So we're going to deploy to Vercel from GitHub, get all our environment variables sorted, and then maybe make a few tweaks to the hub to make it look a bit better than it does at this present moment in time. So let's do it. I'll put a nice Vercel symbol somewhere. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the channel. We are focusing on deploying to Vercel today. So if you haven't seen the other videos, please come back and have a look. But we have done Supabase for authentication. We built a dashboard. We've built Google authentication, and now we are looking at deploying this to Vercel, so that we can start really seeing how this would work in the real world. So we start as we always do, and we're going to ask Claude to build most of it for us, right? So how do I deploy this to Vercel? So this is going to go through and give us the commands. Let's start our timer. Give us the commands to get this onto Vercel, tell us what we need to do in terms of what environment config we need. We have been building that locally, but we want to put that into Vercel now and hide it behind the environment variables so that it all works online. So let's see what Claude comes up with. Okay, so it's already seen that we've got GitHub set up, which we do, which lives here. Nope, lives here. And we saw that in a previous video on how we get that up into GitHub. So this wants me to just make sure that we have pushed the latest code. So we're going to head over to our terminal, make sure you're in the right directory, and let's add this in. So that would have pushed it up to GitHub. Last updated now, which is what we've just added. Perfect. Okay. So let's head over to Claude, see what he says. Vercel new import directory. Okay, cool. So if you go into Vercel, and then set up a project, and you'll see all your projects in here, which I've got quite a few because I build loads of stuff for random people. We're going to create a new project. Now this is already linked to my GitHub. As you can see, there's the repo that we've created. You might need to connect the two together, but again, you just log in, sign in. It runs you through it. It's like a wizard that tells you how to do it. So really simple, but now you can see the hub. If I import this in, give it all the default settings. I mean, we have got the build stuff and the environment variables here, but we're going to keep that for now. And we'll do that separately. So we're just going to deploy that. And then that will start building on Vercel under its Vercel's domain, which will show you. Let's go and see what Claude expects, right? So these are the environment variables that we need to add in, which is fine. We have an example of that in our environment config that we set up locally. So if you follow the other videos, you'll see how we do that. And that's the same sort of build for any of these sort of tools that you're building. So you don't have to build a hub, you don't have to build it. It's just the foundational concept of getting this up and running. So that's currently building. There's one warning which we can have a look at, but it's normally a dependency or something. So we'll come back once it's built. Okay, so we can see that it's now built it. So if we continue to the dashboard of the project, so in here, you'll see it here. If you click the link here, it will open up your project, which looks pretty good. So that's now live, and that is your Vercel domain. Now, obviously you can change that to a domain. I won't at this present moment in time, because I don't know if I'm going to call it the hub. I don't know what we're going to call it yet, but I will buy a domain eventually, but not right now. So if we go to sign in, it will open this, and then we click this in all error. Or we don't. That's interesting. Because it's in preview mode. Interesting. Okay. So if I add in my email address, let's see what happens. Preview mode, Supabase not configured yet, taking you straight to the hub. Wire up Supabase to enable real magic live link auth. Okay, so we don't want that, right? We want it to fail. So we're going to go back to Claude and say, we don't need preview mode anymore. Please take this out of the code so that the live to access, right? So we don't want that. We want to be able to, if there's not an environment config available, we want it to fall over, so that we can fix it, right? And we don't want people to get into preview mode. We want to have the pages hidden behind authentication. So we'll come back when Claude's done its thing. Okay, Claude's finished doing its thing, or about to finish doing its thing. It's very extreme. Look, 3 things in particular need to die. I mean, I think that's a bit. I don't need to die. Do they just remove it? Very extreme. Anyway, what it's done is got rid of the pill preview and got rid of the preview mode altogether, which is what we want. So what we're going to do now is deploy it again, right? So you're going to do your git status, make sure there's some changes. There you go. Git add. If you do a git commit, just call it preview removal. Do a git push, and then that should push it to the repo. Then if you go over to your repository, which is here, give it a refresh just now, and then if you go back over to Vercel, look at deployment, it should automatically pick up. There you go. There you go, preview removal that you've pushed to the branch that it's set up for. So for me, it's always going to be main at the moment because I'm developing it as we go. There may be a time where we split it up to be a dev branch and a main branch, but at this present moment in time, we're okay with changing it. But if we do get multiple users on and we want to protect those users, you don't really want to push it to main or production with users on it. So we'll figure that out when we get to it. That has errored, which is interesting. So what we do is come over here, go and have a look at the branch. Vercel deployment's failed. Run this in Vercel command. Inspect logs. Okay, so if we go over to Vercel, go and have a look. Error occurred. Settings accounts not configured. Supabase is not configured. Set next Supabase URL and next Supabase anonymous key in environment local. Not in environment local, but in the environment variables here, which is perfect, right? Because now it's erroring for the right reasons. So we're going to come over to Claude and we're going to say, give me, actually, I think it's already given me a list of the here, right? So if I copy that, which obviously this side is wrong, but if you come back over to environment variables and paste it in, now sometimes it lets you, it like adds multiple in at the same time, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do is add these bits in, as it says, and then we'll jump back on and you'll see the environment variables here. Obviously they all need to be protected and stuff, but you should have all the examples of these in your environment local, because you would have set up follow the other videos. Right, let me put these in and we'll jump back on. Okay, welcome back. So as I can see, I've put in all, as you can see, we put all the environment variables in. I had to do some just changes around the Stripe integration. So here you can see that you go to the webhooks, you add an endpoint, you enter your new Vercel URL, and then you give it the three events that you want to send in that webhook, and then you get a new sign-in secret, which is what we did for the local stuff. We just put it in here. We added in the authentication URL configuration, right? Which was your local. We have got to do the auth callback, which is not some of the changes across the board. So now moved it to. I thought I'd jump in here. So verify production is it works. Bit of your, but we need to do URL Supabase. So in your, change that one. Then we're gonna add that. Sorry, what was it? Auth callback, right? So add that auth / callback. Save to the URLs. Auth callback, and then we're going to remove the localhost one. So this won't work locally now, which is fine. Because we're going to test most of this in production anyway at this present moment in time, and we're just going to push it up and wait for it to deploy because it's easier that way. At the start for me anyway. Okay, so if we now do a redeploy, which is just redeploying the last branch, it should pick up the new environment variables, and it should, fingers crossed, build. So we'll skip to that. Okay, so you can see that that has successfully built now. So if we go here, it should open. And then if we go here, it should take us to Google. It should log us in. And it shows that I'm the admin, which we set up in Supabase. Perfect. So if I go to settings, I should be able to see the account that I set up locally. Yep. And I should be able to do billing. And I should be able to save API keys. Awesome. Security, is that working as well? Yep, it is. Okay. Awesome. Right, so next on the list is we're going to revamp this a little bit, get rid of things like this. We don't need this. We're going to look at keeping it mobile friendly, which it does look pretty good, to be fair. But we're going to just clean it up a little bit, and then we can focus on adding a new tool and putting it behind the billing wall, which is what we want it to be, right? So what we're going to do, come over to Claude and be like, can you please remove the clutter from the main dashboard? I want it to be simple, easy to use, and really quick to load, right? Because we want good performance. All this is just showing you, all this is meant to be, it's just going to be like, how do you get to these places, and what tools are coming up, and what tools are available. That's it, that's all we need. We don't need anything crazy. The tools will be the crazy stuff. Okay. There needs to be an emphasis on the tools that are available or coming up, with new tools and up and coming tools being shown in their own section. We also want the most liked or favorited tools to be at the top. We want like a leaderboard of tools really that people have built or I've built that people like the most, right? So that we can start giving as much value out to people as quickly as we can. So if we add that in, and we'll see what it comes back with. Okay, so it's done its thing, gone through and created your favorites and all this sort of stuff, and then we're gonna get a new SQL, go to the URL, go to SQL editor, run that. Success. And then it's just told us a bit of what's going on. Slim it down, drop the heavy hero, keep the noisy stat cards, split into 3 clear tool sections, and clear it up a little bit. Perfect, right? So we're gonna run this locally. Let's see if we can see it locally, because say it's deploying every time, but let's see. Because we've got rid of the preview mode, it might cry about it, but let's see what happens. Oh, there you go. Okay. That should work. Oh. Let's see if it will let me do it. No, because the redirect auth callback URL is going to there, right? So because it's going to the actual Supabase, it's struggling to figure out that that's allowed. So if I go back, I wonder if adding the localhost auth callback will make any difference. So we're local, continue. No. Unless, can we change that to oh, is that gonna let it work? Is it? Is it? Probably not. Oh, oh no, it has. Cool. Sweet. So yeah, obviously a bit of manual work there, but we got there in the end. Okay, so here's a new improved dashboard, which is got rid of all that gumph that we don't need. Here's the new catalog, which we can put it into sections, which is pretty good. We can now favorite things. No. Okay. Yeah, we can. So it is messing up. It is doing it, but it's just messing about a bit. But that's okay. Gives us enough to go off. So that's changed the catalog. Activity hasn't been done yet. API keys are done. Billing is done. Settings is done. Dashboard looks a lot better with your favorites, and then we can have in the catalog the most favorited ones. Okay, cool. I want to get rid of this, so let's have a look at what this is. So if we inspect and we just get that, just copy that element, and we're going to say, yo, Claude, remove this bit, please. We don't need it. We don't need that. Looks a bit pointless. Okay, right. So search for tools. Is that working? No. Okay, so let's make that work in our next bit. And then we're going to look at the best thing to do for we want to, one, have a way for users like yourself to have a scaffold of the setup to create a tool, to put it into the PR, so I can review it, to push it into this, etc. I think I want to get that architecture in place now so that it's easier in the future, and also then I could build the thumbnail off that scaffold anyway. I'm going to build the first tool, which will be the thumbnail generator. Okay, so that's now gone apparently. Cleared up dev server, still running, so we'll have picked it up. Mobile art. Okay, so it's going to have to restart the dev server. Or actually, I'm going to say kill the dev server. I want to run it myself. Yeah. So let's kill that. I want to run it myself so that I can see what's going on. Because at the minute I can't see it without going into the terminal. So let's put that in there. That should start on localhost. Ready. Refresh that. Dashboard. Okay, right, so that's not worked. So the other way to do it is screenshot it. Go to Claude, paste it in and say, remove the hub icon in the top left. We don't need it. So it should pick up that I want that gone, because I want to keep it very simple, very easy to understand, and very quick for people to put in what they need and find what they need. Cool. Next on the list will be the activity and then the search bar. There you go. So that's removed now, look, which is much better. Okay, and then we're going to go over and say, can we now make the page work with the activity tables? Right, so we've already built those tables. We built them and we see them in here. Shows you the activity. So what we need to do is just bring it into this tab here so it's a bit easier for everyone to see. So we'll let Claude do its thing. Okay, so it has now built the... Okay, so now it has now built the activity page. So let's go and see what that looks like. Just the thumbnail generator was favorited at this time, which makes sense because that's the only thing we've done. Cool, so I wonder if I add an API key. Doesn't matter. Let's save that. Go to activity. Okay, cool. So I think we want to add that in. So let's add in an event in activity that tells the user when a new API key has been added and for what. For what. Cool. So we want an event in here really that shows a new API key being added. We also probably want to be able to filter on these activities, and we also probably want to only show the last 7 days at a glance, and then they can search for more if they want to, put a date range in, etc. The reason why I say that is because you can imagine that if you're doing a lot in here, your activities are going to go through the roof, and you don't want that page to be crazy slow. Oh, it has got a limit of 50 anyway, which is good. Cool, so let's see what that does. Oh, that was quick. There we go. Added that in, need SES key, and then that's the example of what it was, not what it actually is, because it's encrypted. Perfect, cool. So next on the list then we're going to say for the activities, only show the last 7 days, and add in date range and type filters so the user can search longer if they want to. Cool, so we're now going to build that. Which allows us to filter. So let's see what it comes back with. Okay, so it's now finished off doing that for me. So we've got 24 hours, last 7 days, the last 30 days, last 90 days, and all time, which is pretty good. And then we've got tools used, none, API keys, yep, and then favorites, yep. Perfect. So that defaults at 7 days, and then they can come in and change it, which makes it load a lot quicker. Awesome. Okay, so now here we're going to focus on the search. So if I take a screenshot, seems to do better with screenshots. Here is the search bar, search bar. Please make it work with. So it says tool settings or activities. Do we want it to do all of that? When we've got this on the left hand side, probably not. I'm going to say search, make it work with searching for tools. I only want it to find tools. We can go to activity and stuff if we want to. Right, so what we wanted to do is just search for the tools which will only be from now generated at this present moment in time. But I think if we want to go through and find activities and add API keys and sort out billing and stuff, we've got all that down the left hand side. We don't need any more than that in our search bar. So let's see what it does. Okay, that's finished now. And then what it's saying is that the desktop gets an inline drop down with arrow keys, and the catalog page becomes searchable, and then the mobile button gets a view all, which is cool. Right, so there we go. And then you can go to the thumbnail. Perfect. Okay, that looks pretty good. There's one more thing I want to do at this present moment in time, and that is make sure the landing page, so whenever someone comes back to the service logged in, they go to the dashboard. The reason why I say that is it looks like when it loads, it goes to billing settings, and I don't want that. I want them to go to the dashboard. Because the dashboard is going to be the main area where all of the tools are, all your favorite tools. So come to dashboard, click into your tool, off you go. That's the plan. So let's see what it comes back with. Hopefully it will fix that pretty quick. Okay, that's all done. Async server is redirected to the dashboard. Okay, cool. So that bit's done. We are currently at a 2 hour 54 minute build. And so far we've done Supabase, database, authentication, Google authentication, we've done billing, we've done encrypting API keys, we've now fixed the dashboard a little bit to make it look a bit better, and the core functionalities there. We have now deployed to Vercel, and we have a live dashboard, which is really cool. So if I deploy the latest, so again, you want to do git add, git commit, and then for now I'll just call it changes, do your git push, that will go over to the cell, and then if you go to deployments, it should start building, right? So in 56 seconds we should have all those changes live, hopefully. And then I'll show you on the live website what that looks like. we have quite a bit to do. So for the next bit, we're going to start looking at the actual tools. We're going to build a scaffold for people to build their own tools on before I build the thumbnail one, because I'm getting sick of building thumbnails and I'm not very good. I'm not an artist. I'm not an artist at all, or very good at that side of the fence. So I want to build a thumbnail that takes pictures of my front, left, right, back, and creates pictures of me doing things with a branded thumbnail. So that's my plan. But I want to build a scaffold so that when someone wants to build a tool, or a developer wants to build a tool, or anyone can build a tool now, they just download the scaffold, they take it into Claude, they open it in a folder, and then Claude will know what to do with it. That's my plan. So if we go over to Vercel now, we should have the new dashboard. So that's the old one. There's the new one. We go over to the dashboard. We should be able to search. Yep. Takes us to the catalog. Perfect. We should have our activity. Yep, which is what we did locally. We have the API key stuff, the billing, settings, account, and that's all live. If I go to settings, need to have a look at that. But if I go to settings and sign out, that should take me to the home page, and then I shouldn't be able to get anywhere. There we go. So then if we continue, log back in again, it takes us back here. It should take us to the dashboard, which will change. Perfect. So that's got us going on Vercel. That's got us in some visually looking a lot better, a lot cleaner, a lot simpler. Doesn't need to be crazy. So we're gonna fix up a few things, and then we're gonna make a scaffolding for the thumbnail for any tool that anybody wants to make for the hub. I will write a list of to-dos and we'll start working through them. But we're currently at 2 hours and 58-minute build. Please subscribe. Let me pause this or reset it. Please subscribe and follow and comment and ask about any tools that you want adding. It helps me focus on what content to build. It helps the hub grow as big as we need it to. And I'm really trying to get a community of people that love AI, that wants to grow in that space. So yeah, please subscribe and follow. It helps me a lot. Cheers all.